it's been 160 years ago this year that my great-great-grandfather Dominick came over to Memphis from, well, he came up on a riverboat from New Orleans, but he came from Italy. He came here, he went to work for his uncle for about 5 years until he struck out on his own and started D. Canale and Company, which has been in continuous operation since 1866. He started doing everything. He had a push cart going up and down front row, selling everything, he said, from avocados to zucchini squash. And over time, you know, just growing his wholesale business, he got into wine, spirits, and beer. Literally everything he could do from a wholesale perspective. So the Old Dominick brand was created in the early 1880s, and it was a private label brand. Initially, he would go to Kentucky on a train, a crew of them would, and they would bring back thousands of barrels at a time in the 1880s, and 1890s, going into Prohibition. And it grew to be a pretty big business. From what we can tell, looking at the old ledger books that we have, they were probably about 5 times the size of what we are today from a volume perspective. So Old Dominick was one of the biggest whiskey brands in the country at the time. Prohibition, of course, shut all that down. And so for a period of time, we just focused on food and beverage, non-alcoholic beverages, or at least if we kept in the liquor business, there's no record of it. But so food, institutional food services, restaurant equipment, until Prohibition ended. And because we were in the produce business at the time, I guess you're talking 1920s, mid-1920s, we had some of the largest, our family company did, D. Canale Company, had some of the largest refrigerated warehouses in the city. So when Prohibition ended, we started selling beer because beer at the time, pasteurization hadn't found its way into beer. So that's how we were a natural fit for Anheuser-Busch. We sold Budweiser beer, Bud Light, Michelob, Natural, Busch, you know, all the above for Anheuser-Busch. We sold Pabst Blue Ribbon for probably 50 years, but we sold Anheuser-Busch products in addition to all the other food service products that we stayed in for 90 years. The food service company was eventually sold in 1999 to Sara Lee. And of course, we're spanning 4 generations at this point. And the beer company in 2010 was sold to another family here in the state of Tennessee that was kind of rolling a bunch of them up. And so I'm generation number 5, and my uncle and my father both had respectively sold their operating companies in Memphis. And we were kind of looking around like, you know, it was right at the 150th anniversary mark for D. Canale Company, which was 2016, right? And we were talking about, oh yeah, ought to have a big party. And, you know, start thinking about, well, who are we gonna invite? Because we don't have employees anymore. We had like 12 employees. We went from like 400 employees to 12, you know. It's a lot of the reason that we started this company we've been in Memphis for 150 years, 160 now, and we wanted to have an operating company here again, be part of the community here again, and because it's valuable to our family, has always been, and we wanted to be of value to the community that's been so good to us.
Our process starts with Memphis water, which is very important because everybody likes to talk about their water. Our water is truly cleaner and better for making spirit than anywhere else in the country, which matters because we use our water in our mash, not just when we're proofing down at the end of our aging process. Everybody uses the same kind of reverse osmosis water when they're proofing down whiskey for the bottling process. We're using Memphis clean water for the entire production process. That's truly our differentiation as far as the ingredients go. And our aging process, we're the only people who are distilling, aging, and bottling in Memphis, Tennessee. So that truly makes us different than anyone else in the whiskey industry. We are Memphis's only distillery. We're adding new mash bills. We're adding new barrel finishing projects. We're adding new SKU placements, whether it's neutral spirits with our barrel finished gins. We have potentially new barrel finished products on the way on the whiskey side. The other side is we have age statement products coming out. So Alex started the distillery, created a world-class operation, and she started with 3 mash bills. One of them a high rye mash bill, which is a very unique point in the industry. I've been able to add our wheated bourbon mash bill. I've added our single malt mash bill. So continuing that legacy of adding mash bills, adding new SKUs, adding whiskey finishes. The other thing Alex really did to establish the brand, she started an incredible R&D line. So that R&D line is very experimental. It's something that a whole lot of distilleries wouldn't be able to do without a whole lot of freedom. So thankfully I have the freedom to expand that R&D line. I love the opportunity to be creative and I love the opportunity to just work with our production team, really and truly. The thing that I'm most proud of and the thing that is the best about working here is the team that we have here. So I'm our lead distiller here, but we have other distillers who do just as good a job. We have production team members who are just absolutely fantastic at their job. So that's really and truly my favorite thing.
The culture here is A+. Like I say, when I started in hospitality, I met a lot of people that was willing to help. It's very family oriented here. Like I say, it's owned by the great-great-grandsons. You usually don't have distilleries now that are owned by the family. Most of the distilleries are owned by different companies. Some are owned by companies overseas, but this is very tight-knit, family oriented. They allow you to grow within the company. They allow you to go outside and to venture and do something for yourself that also helps the company. When you bring back ideas, they listen. And it's one thing about most companies now, they don't want to listen to the employees, but this company here, it actually listens to the employees. And I just love being here. I won't change for nothing in the world. I'm also an SEC umpire, so, they work with me on that end of my job during the springtime, and they have always been open to that. So right now, I'm not looking for nothing else. I love being here.
What I love most about my job is my ability to be creative. I like infusing different things into our spirits and just learning the background of how things are made and incorporating that in real time for the customers or the guests. A lot of people come in and ask me, just make something you like to make or just do something crazy. And I'm like, okay, I got it. So I've been kind of like that go-to person. I really like the cocktails that I've made for the competitions. I got a chance to be competitive in a sense and push my own self past my bounds. I guess my favorite one would have to be the most recent. It was a Halloween cocktail competition and I chose the movie It. So I had to make a cocktail based off of that. So I infused some gin with marshmallows. They've actually nicknamed me Angenica now because I keep winning with gin. The culture here is amazing. When I first started this job, I was just in awe of the talent and the intelligence that the staff has. We have everything from artists to people who have science and chemistry majors. We have an ex-lawyer here, so it's just like a good group of people who really love what they do, and it makes the place special.
Started here as a part-time tour guide, and now I'm a full-time bar manager. You don't get that a whole lot, and I'm still relatively young. I like to think I'm not even 30 years old yet. I'm well on my way to continuing this upward mobility and this momentum that I've started building my career. And that's because of the trust that the Canales and I have built with each other, the trust that me and my staff have built with each other. We have a lot of people that stay here for years and decades, and most of the time those people move up very rapidly and pretty consistently in this company. And other than that, it is a fun job. It is a relatively easy job compared to other places in this industry. There's definitely hard days and it gets busy and all that. But with the support that we have on the back end and the support that I have from my staff and the other management, my peers around me, it is a easy job. I come into work every day with a smile on my face, and you don't get that too often with your workplace. And that's what's very special to me and why it keeps me around. I didn't know anything about the Canales until I started working here. I, of course, met Chris and Alex very early on, and I was a fresh 21-year-old. We didn't have much in common, of course, back then. But as I've gotten older and I've advanced in my career, these are some of the most down-to-earth people that you'll ever meet. When they talk about, this is a family business and they're big on that, and of course every family business says that, obviously, but this really does feel, these folks want to take care of you. They care about you, they'll protect you, they'll do whatever they can to make sure that not only that you're having a good employment, but you're having the best life that you can when it comes to working and obviously outside of this. I can go to Chris for anything, whatever I may need or any problems I have, whether that be here at this place or otherwise, I can go to him and tell him about it, and having that open door, especially with a man that is, leagues above me in terms of just the hierarchy here, is something that is very rare and very special. So when they talk about a family business, when they talk about, that we are family, it really does feel like that.
Me with the Canale family, working for Big Chris, as we call him. Big Chris was always personable, taking time to meet all his employees, working with his employees and giving his employees opportunities to grow with his company. So it's been great, and it's been a blessing to be a part of the Canale family. Working with Chris, working with everybody that I grew up in the business with, because when I started I was 19. So the Canale family allowed me to go to school and work, and of course now raise two families. Chris Jr., working for him now, him and Alex. Chris is a spitting image of his father. He works in the same capacity that his dad does or did. And back in the day, Chris had to work in the beer industry with us. That's where I started at, with the Canales. So Chris knows the ins and outs of the business and doesn't mind getting his hands dirty as well. And like I said, he's just like his father, Alex as well. I hadn't worked too closely with Alex until as of late with me joining the liquor side of the business. But the Canale family, they're a great family. They do a lot for the community, they do a lot for their employees, and they show you and make you know that you're loved.
We're still new, smaller craft, obviously, which is okay. Not only does whiskey have to age, it takes a little bit, just developing a brand takes a little age itself, so, but I think we're in a good spot. I think, obviously there's still work to do, but we're putting out quality products, and that's meaningful. And that's what's getting us the traction that we're seeing today. So we're starting to get a lot of the recognition we've been striving so hard for over the last few years is finally coming to fruition. Even though we've been here, going on 9 years now as a distillery, our estate-produced bourbon's only been out about maybe 2 years, year and a half, 2 years. So it's just taking root. So it's getting a lot of recognition. And we're winning awards, double gold awards in San Francisco Spirits competition. I just won the best Tennessee whiskey in the San Francisco Spirits competition. So that's getting us a lot of recognition, with the bourbon societies across the country. So we're entering California now. We've had Alaska actually call and reach out to us just here recently. So got a lot of good things going for us. Still got a lot of work to do, but a lot of good things going our way. You know, it's continue to make good partnerships out there with the distributors and the retailers. You know, you've got to have good partnerships to be successful in anything you do. So, you know, we are a 3-tier system in a lot of states. So some states are state controlled, but you know, you've got to have that good partners that have good relationships out there. And as long as you provide that quality product, as long as you stand behind it and you do what you say you're going to do, then it just builds that partnership stronger, you know, and you give the retailers something that's, you know, at a good price, that's high quality and value to their customer, then that goes a long way with the retailer. We do have a great story to tell, and that is part of building a great brand, having that story. Not everybody has that 100-plus-year-old story, right? So it's critical that we can tell that, you know, and get that point across to everybody that on the street that we meet. I would love to see this brand flourish, you know, nationwide, but I really want to make sure that we do it the right way. If that takes, you know, hopefully not another 10 years, but if it does take another 6 and 7 years, that's okay. We don't, you know, not looking for a shotgun approach. Again, we're looking to, again, tell the real story of the brand that we're trying to build, and so people understand it. So, you know, I would love to be able to say that, you know, we're you know, gotten to maybe not Jack Daniel's level, obviously, in such a short time, but you know, we're at probably 15,000 cases now. So I'd love to see us get to that 50,000 case, you know, level. We can do that in much shorter time than 10 years. But to get it there, we're already getting some good traction, but to get to that level means you definitely made it. You know, you've definitely made it as a brand.
I moved to Memphis in 1994, right after the ice storm. Everyone, the notorious ice storm in 1994. And I moved here from Texas, and I had never even owned a coat prior to living here. So we bought coats and we moved to Memphis. But from the time that I hopped on the school bus the very first day, I went to a predominantly inner city school, which I was not familiar with when I first got here. And I fell in love with just the community in general. Like my very first day at school, we were playing kickball, and a bunch of kids did. I never looked like me or ever. And I had so much fun because it was just so diverse. Everybody was so much different. I went to performing arts school here in Memphis, Overton High School, for high school, and that was another just super eclectic school. Everyone got to know each other pretty well. I learned my way around the city through rap music, you know, through hearing streets on the, you know, rap songs and things. And you get out and just learn. You get to talk to people. You know, you can relate with everybody. Memphis has got to be the smallest big city in the world. Like you could play 7 degrees of separation with some random guy on the corner asking for change. You know, give him change, spark up a conversation. I bet you could get back to yourself somehow. Just by somebody he knows that he knows that he knows that he knows. I love everything about Memphis. I don't think I'll ever leave.
Born and raised here, you know, I love everything. You know, the people, the food, the music, and just our Southern way of life. You know, a lot of places I've gone throughout my career in the industry, a lot of people don't speak. A lot of people are not friendly, you know, and sometimes they say people from the South are too friendly, but it's a good look for Memphis. When you see tourists come to town and you speak to them, sometimes they look and then sometimes they will speak back. But everybody loves that about Memphis people. Despite everything that's going on in the world now, Memphis is a great place to be. You know, with the Canale family and other families that have been here for years, Memphis is a great place to be.
The pride here. If you're from Memphis, like, we represent, you know, and it's kind of like that. I know other places probably have the same type of vibe, but like if you come to Memphis, everybody's like, yes, you need to do this, you need to go here, come meet our friends, come meet our family. Like that Southern hospitality really lives here.
We are totally a Memphis brand. We are all about Memphis. We have a charitable branch called Glass Half Full that we pick a nonprofit here in the city every year to be our grant recipient, and we raise money for them to give at the end of the year, of course. We are heavily involved in the community. Anything that's going on, we try to be a part of. And like I said, trying to, show this brand and show Memphis in a positive light, not only here within the city and the surrounding area, but also nationwide, is a big pursuit of ours. It's definitely a mission that we want to show that, like, look, this place is cool. We have some seriously good stuff here in town. Just come and visit. We got great food, we got great spirits, and we have great people.
Well, it's home. That's the bottom line. It is a great city, and it is a great place to live. And there's that Memphis thing, that people talk about. They can't really define it. Nobody's ever been able to. What's that Memphis thing? THANG, that Memphis thing. I don't know, but it's home to us. Has been for a very, very long time, and I wouldn't dream of leaving. This is my home team. So what we're doing here, I hope, we're adding to that. We have a company motto: quality products, quality service, by quality people. That's one that my granddad had. I don't know if he got it from his father or not, I don't know, but we've got him on video saying that during the 125th anniversary celebration. So quality products, quality service, by quality people. If you don't do any of those three things, you're not going to be around 160 years, is the bottom line. The people we've had, and we've been very lucky, not just here, but with the beer company, with food company, for generations, we've just been blessed. But I think that the people that are part of your organization are the single most important element, because you can't do this on your own, not in a million years. I view my job as the owner of the company to be the dumbest person in the room. Like, if I can do that, that's, if I can fool all them into coming to work for me, and if I can treat them as well as I possibly can and treat them like their family and show them how valuable they are, because they are. They really and truly are. We'd be completely lost without the people that we have today, and we wouldn't be here today having this conversation if we didn't have all those good people for decades before.